Be the change. Be the change. So I was thinking, where do you get your inspiration from? Like, what is it in your life that is driving you, or like pulling you, or taking you to these different choices that you make in your life? What is it that is inspiration? What is it? What is inspiring you? What are where does your ideas come from? What kind of impulses do you act on, or do you act on any impulses? See, with inspiration, it's like inspiration is the voice of God, if you want to call it that, the voice of the universe, the voice of the divine, the voice of all that is. It is a way for the universe to communicate to you, soul out there, what is something that is uniquely yours. Inspiration comes when you as a soul out there with your soul purpose. You have a soul purpose. You have a mission here on this planet. The mission is to find yourself, know thyself, unravel, untangle yourself from all these belief systems, all these programs that have been added onto you, all these things that the matrix, the way that we are trained, the way that we are raised, the matrix want us to become and to believe. And then the impulses and the inspiration comes from whatever rules and regulations that have been placed in your mind, whatever suggestions have been placed upon your heart, whatever suggestions have been placed around you as a human soul. Well, those are inspirations that will take you into a road that will allow you to work for the matrix. So whatever inspiration comes from there, is the intention of that is for you to fulfill some kind of need that they have. So the inspiration coming from there, and those are the inspirations that we mostly trust, because it's what everybody knows, it's what everybody does, it's what everybody has been trained to do, it's what we all have been trained to think. So it's not challenging, it's not pushing our boundaries of how we can think, what we can achieve, what we can do. So it's safe, basically, and it's safe. And when you go there and you spend your precious time, because you only have a limited time here on this planet, you go there, you get inspired by these things. Oh, I'm supposed to do that, I'm this age, or I'm supposed to be that, I'm that gender, or I'm supposed to do that, identify as that, I'm supposed to be inspired of these things. That's what they tell me. And so here you go, precious soul, and I'm talking to you. I'm not trying to belittle, and I'm not trying to judge any of the actions that we have that we are taking or have been taken. So here you are, soul on this planet, out there in the wilderness in your life, and trying to find your way back home to yourself. And the inspiration from the matrix is pulling you further and further away from yourself. You're going to take and spend your precious time walking towards to someone else's beat of someone else's drum. You're going to spend your precious time doing their work. You're going to spend your precious time. And the sad thing is, this is what makes me so upset, because in the beginning it seems like, oh, this is so great. It's like a narcissist love bombing you in the beginning, and oh, it feels so great. And then in the end, you know how that ends. And so the same thing is with the matrix and the inspiration that comes from there. Oh yeah, it's going to pull you in, it's going to promise you this, promise you that, and you're going to believe in it. You walk in that direction, and what happens is that there you are, screwed over, stabbed in the back. You don't feel fulfilled, you don't feel closer to God, you don't feel part of the divine, you don't feel peace, you don't feel joy, you don't feel like all these good things that life has right here, right now, available for you. The confusion is, what kind of inspiration are you following? So, what kind of inspiration are you following? And so, because the divine is talking to you through your inspirations in a different way. See, I got chills all over. The divine speaks to you uniquely, like your inspiration. What inspires you is going to be different from what inspires me. What drives you is going to be different from what drives me. What nudge you get is going to be different, because your life experience is different. Who your audience is, who you're going to be teaching. You're here as a teacher. You're going to be showing people how to find themselves, how to build themselves back up. And this is your journey. This is your job here on this planet Earth. And so Inspiration, where do you find it? How do you feel it? Because sometimes we get so caught up in the matrix and the life that we have created. Whatever your life looks like, my life is busy too, and I get drawn into all kinds of weird stuff. And these are the distractions that the opposition, that don't want you to find your true voice. They don't want you to find your true inspiration. They don't want you to listen to your intuition. And so they want to pull you in that direction. We all do that all the time. So reeling back in, where do you find your inspiration from? What are some things, like these are cues that you can look at in your life? Like, when do you feel like time flies by? Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that time just flew by because I had such a good time. Like, you were so in the moment and you were so just engrossed in what you were doing at the moment that you didn't even think about it. It's not like being at work and like, oh, okay, finally only got 1 hour left. Okay, let's count down so we can leave this place. It's not like that. Like, when you find your true inspiration, it is something that is just driving you, makes you happy, makes you feel inspired, makes you want to get up in the morning, makes you want to do this, makes you want to do that. And those are the kinds of life that the great divine, the God, the whole like universe wants you to live a life like that. And you have all the tools, you have everything that you need in order for you to live a fulfilled life like that. It's just like, where do you listen to? Who do you listen to? What do you allow to drive your life? And do you know about yourself on the inside? And so, seeing yourself as a practical leader in your own life, not like the victim, not like the self-sacrificing, but willing to show up. A leader shows up for the majority, not for itself. Like, you take personal stuff, you take care of your personal self. Like, the inspiration can be like, do you want to guide other people, or do you just want to be an inspiration to your family group? Either way, you're going to have to step up and be a leader because you want people to follow your example. So you have to lead by example. That's what they say all the time in the books. And then they practice the phrases. Oh, it's outstanding work, or let's see what other phrases. There are so many popular phrases that they use all the time that is taken from these books. So it appears that they are doing the work. But a true leader doesn't have to practice the phrases, because a true leader will do it because it comes from the heart. It comes from a true inspiration. It doesn't come from what you're supposed to do to make money, or just to be popular or whatever. You do it because it comes from the heart. You listen to your true inspiration. So that's where your guidance come from. That's where you make your choices. You feel inspired and you make that choice, even if it's not the popular decision. You feel inspired, so you go that direction because it matches what you are interested in. And once you go there, that's when you find happy people. That's when you find people who are fulfilled. That's when you find people who are at peace. And that's when you find people who are just enjoying this beautiful ride that we have here on planet Earth. And that's what we have the capability, and we have everything we need to do that. And it's just like, how can we awaken that in each other and in people? Then we're going to create a world around us that we all can enjoy to live in it. So changing perspective, like, you can be a leader, you can step up and be practical, be an example, and do look at the bigger picture. Like, what can you contribute with in wherever area in the world that you are at? Like, how can you contribute to the world around you so that you can make a difference? And you can. It's just one little person, but don't matter. It don't matter. Just do it anyway, and trust the divine, trust your inspiration, and listen to the inner inspiration that you get from the divine, and move in that direction. And you shall always be taken care of. You should always be watched over, and you always will have what you need on that journey. And so, being a victim, I understand. Like, if you have been on this journey for a long time, like I have, like, people have done, I'm not going to list it up. People have done so many cruel things. And I'm sure that you have also experienced people at their worst. You have seen what they are capable of. You have seen the darkness in people. You know that they are capable of basically anything, driven by greed, driven by anger, driven by resentment, driven by all kinds of grief and all kinds of stuff. Being coming from there. Okay, so here you are later in your life, and you have all these experiences with people. It's easy to lash out, like when people come at you, or they suggest things, or like the matrix come in, and once you start seeing these things, you're following your inspiration, and here comes the opposition. Here comes the annoying people. Here they come. Okay, now they want to tell you what to do. Now they want to tell you what to say. Now they want to show you how to live. Now they want to plant their belief system in you. Now they want to show you that if you make this choice, this is going to be so sweet for you. You're going to love it. And you'll be like, well, I remember that I was very depressed in those situations. So your picture perfect is not matching how the actual frequency was. Trusting the inspiration that comes from within, trusting yourself from within. Pause before you say something. Pause before you say something, because they're not there to help you. They're not there to guide you in the right way. They're not there to help you find your soul purpose. They're not there to help you be on your merry way in your soul's journey and your hero's journey in your own life. No, they are there to stop you. And so whatever reaction they can get out of you, whatever they can have you say, or whatever consequences they can create in your life, so that it makes it difficult for you to stay on your path, it's a distraction. This is why being on this journey and being on this journey, pause. Practice pausing before you react or respond to anything. Pause. And even if you feel like, okay, if I open my mouth at this moment, I'm gonna bust. Something's gonna come out that I can never take it back. And also you're able to see in between the lines. So the words that you do say, they can really cut people down to size if you want to. But pause before you do that, because that's not the purpose of you being a teacher. The purpose of you being a teacher and a leader is for other people to make up their mind, their own mind, and maybe decide to change into more of that, what you're showing them. If you go in and you attack them, now you have a war going on. And that's always like fighting fire with fire is going to create a whole fire. And so how can you practice pausing? You are not obligated to answer. It's not mandatory to respond. If you're wounded and you know that right now, if I say something, I can never take it back and it won't be pretty, then don't say it. Be the empress. Take ownership of your interactions with people. And if you come home, you can write it out, you can scream it out, you can say it out, you can take it out, you can talk to people that you trust about it. But in the moments, learn how to pause. Pause before you respond. Also, work in silence. Whatever you do, walk in silence, work in silence. Don't give them any information. They're only going to take it and talk about it behind your back. And so whatever you say to them, maybe sometimes even it can be fun to just to test it and see if people are truly on your side or if they are not. Then you give them one piece of information and you just count 1, 2, 3. Let's see how long it takes before it comes back to me. Right? And so there you go. So then you can test them and see if they really have your best intentions at heart, or if they are just gossiping behind your back and trying to do stuff. And then you got to move away from circumstances like that and protect yourself and take yourself out, even if it is just with your silence. You don't talk to them, you don't feed them any information, and you behave maturely. You show them what it means to be a mature person, what it means to be inspiration, to have inspiration from the divine. And the divine is going to shower you with so many blessings that all these other people, they're going to be so wrapped up in their own jealousy and distracted from their own path. That's what happens with them, because they're on their path too. And they're making choices on their own soul's journey in their own way. So you just put your blinders on and you don't have to respond. You don't have to say anything. If you want to be quiet and silent, that's okay. It's your right as a human being. And then there is an encouragement to just do it. It's like having Nike in here. Just do it. And it's like whatever inspiration you feel, trust that when you make a decision, when you are on this journey and you're doing the right things and you're putting your best effort into this learning process, that the soul, opening up for the soul, learning to be a human being, learning to growing, learning, devoted to doing this work on this planet. So maybe we can awaken more people. So don't be completely unconscious, just ruining everything, not even knowing about it. Crazy, right? When you do this work and God, the divine spirit, is saying, just do it. Whatever your inspiration, the true inspiration from the inside, maybe it's not what anybody has told you to do. Maybe it's far from whatever anybody has said that. Oh yeah, you should do that. Maybe everybody said, oh, you should definitely not do that. And then it keeps coming back at you and you're just like, oh, this inspiration from within. And it's like this voice from within, or this inspiration, you just feel drawn to it. And here's your confirmation. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it and have fun with it. Procrastination will not bring any success at this time. This is the best time to put your plans into actions and just do it. And you have the strength to do it. There's a promise here that you're going to have the emotional, the mental, the physical, the financial strength to make the moves that you're going to need to make. And the wheel is going to, your karma is good. You've been doing the work. You didn't respond evilly. You didn't go in and attack people. You didn't crash down. You didn't fall off. You didn't fall for these tricks that they were playing on you. So you have the inner strength and you have everything that you need to just do it. Follow your inspiration wherever it will take you. And you are going to create not just only a happy life for yourself, but you are going to allow that to get out into all the circumstances, wherever you find yourself, wherever you bring your body and yourself into whatever circumstances, they're going to thrive with you just because of your energy, what you bring to the table, because of the work that you have done. And you have the strength to do it, and the whole universe is there to support you once you start doing this work. So come on, do it. Esther and Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction, how we feel, what we attract, says, do not let any place that you are standing frighten you. Right in between the ops, right in between all the people, the naysayers, all these people who don't want you to do stuff. Don't let it frighten you. Just stand tall, just stand there. You can be quiet if you want to, just observe. You don't have to say anything, just observe. All it is a byproduct of some energy alignment that only gives you stronger clarity about what you want. The inspiration. If it doesn't feel right around you, it's just there to give you some clarity about your true inspiration. And most important, greater sensitivity about whether you are in a receiving mode or locked off from it. How does it feel? That's your key. That's your cue. And follow your inspiration. That always feels good. Maybe scary but always feels good. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, loves, and respects the same beautiful light in you. Till next time, namaste.